Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters, to another exciting video on our channel. Today, we're diving deep into a world where small pieces of copper and bronze can be worth a fortune. Yes, we're talking about the most valuable Canadian pennies and wheat pennies that are turning heads in today's action-packed coin market. These coins may look simple, but their hidden secrets, rare mint errors, and historical backgrounds make them some of the most sought-after collectibles for coin enthusiasts around the world. If you have any of these coins in your collection or even hidden inside an old jar, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So stay tuned till the very end, because we'll reveal how these little coins can bring you big rewards in the current market and why collectors are paying huge dollar amounts to own them. Let's get started. First up, the Canadian 1-cent coin from 1941. Though it might look like just another old penny, this coin holds a legacy of history, craftsmanship, and collectible value that has only grown stronger with time. In today's market, collectors across the world are searching for this specific penny, especially those in circulated condition that still show off their rich detail and aged beauty. So if you have one of these coins lying around, you might be holding onto something truly special, a coin that's now gaining massive attention and increasing in value with each passing year. Stay tuned as we explore its origin, design, rarity, and real market worth in dollars. Today, the story of the 1941 Canadian 1-cent coin begins during a remarkable period in world history, right in the midst of World War II. Canada, a proud part of the Allied forces, was contributing to the war effort in every possible way, including its coinage production. The 1941 penny was struck by the Royal Canadian Mint in Ottawa, and it represented far more than just a means of everyday exchange. It was a symbol of strength, unity, and endurance during one of the most challenging times in modern history. The coin's design features King George VI, who was the reigning monarch at that time, proudly displayed on the obverse side. His image was a symbol of stability and courage for all Canadians during the war years. The reverse side, showing the iconic maple leaf twig, designed by G. E. Kruger Gray, beautifully captured the spirit of Canada: resilience, natural beauty, and national pride. Every 1941 penny carries this deep connection to Canada's wartime history, making it not just a coin but a piece of the nation's soul. The 1941 Canadian 1-cent coin stands out among other pennies of the era because of its distinctive design, composition, and minting quality. It was made primarily from bronze, consisting of 95.5% copper, 3% tin, and 1.5% zinc. This gives the coin its rich, reddish-brown tone that collectors find so attractive. Over time, circulated examples develop a warm patina that enhances the visual depth and antique charm of the piece. The coin weighs about 3.24 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, with a smooth edge that feels classic and authentic in hand. The obverse side proudly shows King George VI facing left, with the Latin inscription George of 60 G Rexitindimp, meaning George VI, by the grace of God, King and Emperor of India. The reverse side features two beautifully detailed maple leaves flanking the word Canada and the date 1941, with the denomination 1 cent centered above the stem. This simple yet powerful design has become iconic in Canadian numismatics, and even after all these decades, it continues to inspire admiration among collectors and historians alike. The 1941, the passage of time, wear, and loss have made surviving examples in good condition highly sought after today. What makes the 1941 Canadian penny truly special is that collectors are now recognizing its historical significance and nostalgic beauty, causing a surge in demand in both Canada and international coin markets. Coins that have circulated but still retain clear detail, like visible maple leaves, readable legends, and a well-defined portrait of King George VI, are especially prized. These circulated examples often tell their own stories. Every mark or edge represents a moment in time, a journey through hands and history. Because of this, even circulated coins have gained immense popularity and appreciation among passionate collectors who value authenticity and originality over perfection. The market has recently seen growing interest in early 1940s Canadian coins, particularly because of their wartime production context. Some variations, like slight die differences or planchet imperfections, make certain 1941 coins even more unique. As coin enthusiasts and investors continue to seek out coins with character and heritage, the 1941 Canadian penny's value has only gone up, especially for well-preserved circulated pieces that maintain strong detail and natural color. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know: the value. The Canadian 1-cent 1941 coin in circulated condition has gained tremendous momentum in today's action-packed coin market. Prices have been rising steadily, as collectors realize that early George VI pennies are becoming harder to find in original, untampered states. On the lower end, average circulated examples can start at $150,000 depending on eye appeal and color tone. However, coins with better than average detail and attractive patina can easily reach $520,000 or more among collectors in certain auctions and online sales, especially when the coin is part of a complete George VI collection or has a notable strike. It's not unusual for the price to climb above $1 million. Remember, these values are only expected to increase as time passes because the supply of genuine circulated coins from the 1940s is constantly shrinking. The 1941 Canadian penny has officially entered that exciting stage of numismatic growth where collectors are beginning to pay premium prices for quality examples. Its market is strong, vibrant, and full of energy, making this coin a must-have piece for anyone interested in vintage Canadian currency. If you're planning to collect or invest in the 1941 Canadian penny, there are a few helpful tips to make the most of your experience. First, always handle your coins carefully, use gloves if possible, and store them in a dry, stable environment to prevent oxidation or discoloration. Even circulated coins deserve respectful preservation. Second, learn to recognize the signs of original patina versus clean surfaces. Collectors greatly prefer coins that have retained their natural finish and historical character. Third, it's smart to stay updated with live auctions, online marketplaces, and coin shows, because prices can fluctuate rapidly based on demand trends. Many seasoned collectors recommend acquiring a few strong examples now, before prices rise further, since the demand for pre-1950 Canadian cents continues to expand worldwide. Finally, if you ever plan to sell, consider professional grading, even for circulated coins, as certification can add extra credibility and help you secure a higher market price. Remember, this isn't just about buying and selling. Collecting coins like the 1941 Canadian 1 cent is about owning a tangible link to Canada's proud heritage, something that connects you directly to a time of resilience, craftsmanship, and national pride. The 1941 Canadian 1 cent coin stands as a shining example of how history, artistry, and value can combine into one incredible collectible. From its wartime origins to its striking maple leaf design and its increasing demand among collectors, this humble penny has transformed into a prized treasure in today's market. Whether you already own one or are hoping to find one in circulation, this coin is a true gem, an investment in both beauty and history. Its growing value proves that sometimes, the smallest coins can carry the biggest stories. So, if you ever come across a 1941 Canadian penny, take a closer look, because that little coin could be a big part of numismatic history and a valuable addition to your collection. The market is moving fast, and collectors everywhere are searching for this rare gem. Next up, the 1916 wheat penny without mint mark. This incredible piece of history has captured the attention of coin collectors, historians, and investors alike. If you're holding on to a 1916 Lincoln wheat penny, even in circulated condition, you might be sitting on a small fortune, because in today's market, this coin has proven to be a true gem that continues to rise in value and demand. Let's begin by stepping back in time and exploring the history and background of this extraordinary coin. The 1916 wheat penny was minted during a pivotal era in American history, just before the United States entered World War I. The country was changing rapidly, and the economy was shifting toward modernization. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, first appeared in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The design was revolutionary because it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The front, or obverse, of the coin displays Lincoln's portrait with the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year of mintage. The reverse side features two elegant wheat ears surrounding the denomination 1 cent and the inscription United States of America, symbolizing the nation's agricultural strength and prosperity. By 1916, this coin had already become an iconic part of American currency. The Philadelphia Mint was the only facility to produce this version of the coin without a mint mark, making it especially desirable among collectors. While millions were struck, only a small percentage have survived in collectible condition after more than a century of circulation. Each remaining coin tells its own story, of everyday use during a time of great change, of hands it passed through, and of the endurance of craftsmanship that still shines today. Now let's explore the unique features of the 1916 wheat penny that make it stand out. This coin is made primarily of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a beautiful reddish-brown tone when first minted, a shade that darkens over time as the coin naturally oxidizes. The craftsmanship of Victor Brenner's design is truly stunning, capturing Lincoln's thoughtful gaze in fine detail. The wheat stalks on the reverse are symbols of growth, unity, and the hard-working spirit of early 20th century America. Even in circulated condition, you can often see the careful artistry that went into every curve and line. Collectors particularly love the 1916 wheat penny because it represents the early era of the Lincoln cent series, a time when every detail was hand-sculpted with pride. When it comes to rarity and condition, the 1916 wheat penny without mint mark is a strong favorite in the numismatic world. While not the rarest of all Lincoln cents, its age, historical importance, and limited surviving examples make it one of the most sought-after early issues. Most of the coins still found today are in circulated condition, showing the natural wear of time, but even that adds to their charm and story. A coin that has survived over 100 years is a living piece of history, and collectors know it. Because of this, the demand remains consistently high. Enthusiasts across the world actively search for clean, well-detailed circulated examples, and prices have surged due to growing interest in vintage American coinage. Every coin tells a unique tale, and the 1916 wheat penny continues to be a centerpiece in many collections, symbolizing endurance, history, and national pride. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know: the current market value in dollars. As of today, the 1916 wheat penny without mint mark in circulated condition can command impressive prices, depending on its overall appearance and clarity of detail. A well-preserved circulated piece might sell anywhere between $480,000, but coins with slightly better detail or deeper color tones can reach $700,000 or even more among passionate collectors. In higher circulated grades with strong luster and defined lettering, values can easily cross the $820,000 mark. And of course, if you're lucky enough to own an exceptionally sharp or original toned example, auction results have proven that collectors are willing to pay far more. The 1916 wheat penny continues to perform well in today's market, making it not only a collectible piece of history but also a solid investment for the future. Many coin enthusiasts have reported seeing rising interest from both American and international buyers, and this coin's value trajectory looks very promising for those interested in entering the hobby or expanding their collection. Here are some valuable tips for collectors. First, always handle your coins carefully. Use soft cotton gloves to avoid leaving fingerprints or oils that can damage the surface. Store your coins in a cool, dry environment, preferably in a protective holder or album designed for scents. When buying or selling, always verify authenticity and grade through trusted dealers or professional coin grading services. Learning how to distinguish genuine 1916 wheat pennies from worn or altered versions can save you from costly mistakes. Keep an eye on auction platforms and coin shows, as market trends fluctuate and prices often rise during collector events or anniversary years. Most importantly, focus on collecting what you love. Every coin you own should tell a story that inspires you. The 1916 wheat penny is more than a collectible, it's a symbol of history, craftsmanship, and the enduring spirit of a nation. As we wrap up, the 1916 wheat penny without mint mark stands tall among America's classic coins. It's a coin that connects us to a remarkable period in U.S. history and continues to captivate collectors with its timeless beauty. Even in circulated condition, its value and desirability remain remarkably high. This coin isn't just metal, it's a treasure that carries memories, craftsmanship, and a legacy that refuses to fade. So, if you happen to come across one of these pennies in your collection, treat it with care. You might just be holding a piece of history that grows more valuable with every passing year. Next up, the 1976 Canadian penny 1 cent. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny, right? But what if I told you that even in dirty and damaged condition, this particular coin can hold an unexpectedly huge value in today's collector's market? That's right, the humble 1976 Canadian 1 cent coin has become a hidden gem, a remarkable piece of numismatic history that's capturing the attention of collectors worldwide. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting your journey, this video will open your eyes to the incredible story, rarity, and growing market value of this small but mighty coin. So grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and join me as we uncover the magic behind the 1976 Canadian penny, a coin that might just surprise you with its worth. Let's go back in time to 1976, a significant year not just for Canada, but also for coin collectors across the country. The Canadian 1 cent coin, often called the penny, was part of Canada's long tradition of copper coinage that had been in circulation since the mid-19th century. The 1976 penny was minted at the Royal Canadian Mint in Ottawa, continuing the iconic design featuring the profile of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the famous maple leaf twig design by G.E. Kruger Gray on the reverse. This design had become a proud national symbol, representing Canada's identity and natural beauty. By 1976, the penny was struck in bronze, a composition of 98% copper, 0.5% tin, and 1.5% zinc, giving it that warm reddish-brown tone that collectors love. However, what makes this particular year interesting is its transitional period in Canadian coin history. During the mid-1970s, production variations, planchet differences, and minting errors became increasingly common, giving rise to unique specimens that today command incredible attention in auctions and private collections. Each coin minted in 1976 tells a story of Canadian craftsmanship, precision, and heritage, and even those found in dirty or damaged condition reflect decades of history, wear, and travel through countless hands and pockets. Now, let's take a closer look at what makes the 1976 Canadian penny truly special. The first thing that stands out is the beautiful maple leaf design, which remains one of the most beloved symbols in Canadian coinage. It's elegant, simple, and unmistakably Canadian. On the obverse, the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, shines with regal grace, showing a timeless connection between tradition and national pride. Another feature that adds value to this coin is its material composition. Unlike later pennies made of cheaper metals or plated zinc, the 1976 penny is nearly pure copper. Over time, copper coins develop a natural patina, and even when they appear dirty or tarnished, this aged surface can actually enhance their character and appeal to collectors who love the authentic, vintage look. Some 1976 pennies even display unique minting anomalies, slight die cracks, doubled lettering, or planchet imperfections, making them rare finds. These natural mint variations often turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collector's piece. So, if you come across one of these with unusual details, don't be quick to dismiss it. That tiny imperfection might be worth a small fortune. Rarity and condition for collector demand. When it comes to the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything. While millions of 1976 pennies were produced, only a small percentage have survived the decades in collectible condition. Most have been lost, melted down, or heavily circulated. However, the growing interest in vintage Canadian coinage has caused even dirty and damaged 1976 pennies to rise in demand. Collectors and investors today are not only chasing flawless uncirculated pieces but are also seeking circulated coins with historical charm, natural aging, and strong strike details. Believe it or not, the current market has seen a huge surge in demand for older copper-based Canadian coins, especially those from the 1970s era. These coins are becoming harder to find in any condition because of Canada's decision to phase out the penny in 2012. Since then, every Canadian penny has become a piece of history. Even coins with scratches, stains, or environmental damage can attract collectors who appreciate authenticity. The reasoning is simple. Once the mint stops producing something, its rarity and desirability rise over time. In online marketplaces, auction houses, and coin conventions, collectors are now paying premium prices for well-preserved 1976 pennies and even for those with historical wear. What was once considered a common coin is now seen as a valuable collectible asset. Now, let's talk numbers, the part everyone's waiting for. How much is a 1976 Canadian 1-cent coin worth today, especially in dirty or damaged condition? Well, the market has surprised everyone. While its face value is just 1 cent, the collector value tells a completely different story. In recent online auctions, circulated and slightly damaged 1976 pennies have been selling anywhere from $100,000 depending on their appearance, level of detail, and copper toning. Coins with strong strikes, visible maple leaves, and minimal surface corrosion have fetched even higher amounts, sometimes reaching $280,000 or more when sold to dedicated collectors. Rare varieties, such as those with die cracks, doubled dies, or planchet errors, can go up to $320,000, especially if verified by professional grading companies. Uncirculated and proof-like examples of this coin have skyrocketed in value, some reaching $700,000 top condition. But what's truly fascinating is how even the dirty, worn, or damaged ones are being appreciated for their historical and collectible charm. The collector community today values authenticity and the story behind each coin, not just perfection. This has given the 1976 Canadian penny a strong and growing market value that continues to rise year after year. If you're lucky enough to own or find a 1976 Canadian penny, here are some useful tips to make the most of your discovery. First, never clean the coin even if it looks dirty. Cleaning can reduce its value dramatically, as collectors prefer the natural patina that develops over time. Instead, store it carefully in a dry, safe environment, ideally inside a protective holder or coin flip to prevent further damage. Next, always examine your coin under good lighting or with a magnifier to check for any special characteristics like doubled lettering, small die cracks, or unusual color tones. These details can greatly increase its value. Consider getting your coin appraised or graded by a professional coin grading service. A certification of authenticity can boost its market appeal, especially if you plan to sell or display it. Finally, keep an eye on auction listings and collector forums. The demand for 1976 Canadian pennies is rising steadily, and prices are often updated in real time. Networking with other collectors can give you valuable insights and might even help you spot rare varieties before they're gone. Remember, the world of numismatics rewards patience, research, and passion, and the 1976 Canadian penny is a shining example of how even a small, seemingly ordinary coin can hold great rewards for those who appreciate its beauty and history. As we wrap up today's video, one thing is clear: the 1976 Canadian 1-cent penny is more than just a piece of change. It's a symbol of Canadian heritage, craftsmanship, and timeless value. Whether dirty, damaged, or well-preserved, this coin continues to attract collectors from around the world who recognize its rarity and importance. In today's market, its demand is growing, its value is increasing, and its charm remains undeniable. So, if you happen to find one tucked away in an old jar or pocket, take a closer look. You might be holding a little piece of history worth much more than you think. The story of the 1976 Canadian penny proves that every coin has a tale to tell and value to reveal, no matter its condition. Next up, the wheat penny 1-cent 1940 without mint mark, a coin that continues to create buzz and excitement among collectors and numismatists all over the world. So, if you're someone who enjoys the thrill of discovering hidden treasures in your change jar, or you simply love learning about coins that hold remarkable stories and massive collector value, this video is for you. Stay tuned till the very end, because you'll be amazed to learn how this coin, even in circulated condition, can command an impressive value in today's action-packed coin market. Let's begin by diving into the history and background of this remarkable 1940 wheat penny. The year 1940 holds great historical significance for the United States. The country was slowly emerging from the effects of the Great Depression and standing on the brink of World War II. During this time, the U.S. Mint continued the production of the beloved Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that had already become a national icon since its first appearance in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat penny featured the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, symbolizing freedom, strength, and unity, values that resonated deeply with Americans. On the reverse side, two stylized wheat stalks framed the words 1 cent and United States of America, giving the coin its famous nickname, the wheat penny. The 1940 issue was struck primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries no mint mark beneath the date. This lack of a mint mark is what makes it instantly recognizable as a Philadelphia production piece and gives it a clean, classic appearance that collectors admire. Moving forward, let's talk about the unique features of the 1940 wheat penny that make it stand out in the numismatic world. This coin was struck in 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a traditional bronze composition that gives it a warm, reddish-brown glow when preserved properly. Its weight is approximately 3.11 grams, and its diameter measures 19 millimeters. What makes the 1940 edition special is its strong, bold strike and the crispness of Lincoln's portrait when found in well-preserved examples. Even in circulated condition, many 1940 wheat pennies display incredible detail in Lincoln's hair, the lettering, and the wheat ears on the reverse. These design elements were deeply engraved, making them more resistant to wear compared to other years. Collectors also love the 1940 issue for its historical timing. It represents the final era before the U.S. Mint transitioned to using steel for pennies during World War II. That connection to a turning point in American history gives the 1940 penny immense sentimental and collectible value. Now, let's explore its rarity and the role of condition in collector demand. While millions of 1940 pennies were struck, finding one in attractive circulated condition with clear details and minimal damage is becoming increasingly difficult. Over the decades, most of these coins were heavily used in daily commerce, exposed to the elements, and worn down through countless hands. The fact that many have disappeared into private collections, melted down, or lost over time adds to their growing rarity today. Collectors are always searching for 1940 wheat pennies that still retain sharp detail and rich color, even in circulated grades, because these coins represent both history and beauty in one small piece of metal. The coin market today thrives on demand, and the 1940 no-mint mark penny is experiencing renewed interest as collectors realize how undervalued it once was. Auction sites and coin trading platforms are seeing bidding wars for high-quality circulated examples, proving that this coin is far from ordinary. It's a genuine treasure of the early 20th century. When it comes to current market value in dollars, the 1940 wheat penny without mint mark has seen a remarkable surge. Even in circulated condition, these coins can sell anywhere from $55,000 depending on eye appeal and grade. But the story doesn't stop there. Collectors are often willing to pay upwards of $100,000 for coins that have an exceptional strike, beautiful toning, or historical provenance. In higher circulated grades, such as extremely fine or about uncirculated, prices can soar even more. And when you look at examples that are certified and well preserved, the value skyrockets. In fact, one of the highest graded 1940 wheat pennies without a mint mark ever sold at auction fetched $280,000, showcasing just how much passion and competition exist among serious collectors. For those who are passionate about coin collecting, here are some valuable tips to help you make the most of your collecting journey. First, always handle your coins carefully. Oils and dirt from your fingers can damage their surface over time. Use cotton gloves or hold them by the edges when inspecting. Second, store your coins in a cool, dry place away from humidity. Airtight holders, coin flips, or albums made from non-PVC materials are best to preserve the coin's color and detail. Third, educate yourself about grading standards and learn how to identify genuine coins versus cleaned or altered examples. The more knowledge you gain, the better your ability to recognize true value in the marketplace. Finally, always keep an eye on coin shows, online auctions, and collector forums. The coin market is full of surprises, and sometimes, a simple circulated 1940 wheat penny found in an old jar or drawer can end up being worth far more than you'd ever expect. With patience, research, and passion, you can build a collection that not only carries financial worth but also holds deep historical and emotional value. As we come to the conclusion of this video, it's clear that the 1940 wheat penny without mint mark stands as a timeless symbol of America's strength, resilience, and craftsmanship. From its origins during a transformative period in U.S. history to its enduring charm among modern collectors, this coin represents far more than its face value. It's a piece of history you can hold in your hand, a direct connection to the early 20th century that continues to captivate generations of collectors. The fact that it remains highly sought after, even in circulated condition, speaks volumes about its popularity and lasting appeal. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey into the fascinating world of numismatics, the 1940 wheat penny is a must-have coin that belongs in every serious collection. So, the next time you're looking through your old coins, keep your eyes open, because you never know when you might come across one of these hidden treasures. The 1940 wheat penny without mint mark is not just a coin, it's a story, a legacy, and a small but powerful reminder of America's rich history. If you found this video helpful and inspiring, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories and market updates. And as always, next up, the 1964 Canadian 1-cent penny. Don't be fooled by its small size. This copper beauty holds massive historical importance and can bring huge value in today's collector market, especially when found in excellent condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your coin journey, this episode is packed with insights, secrets, and expert knowledge that can help you uncover the hidden fortune sitting right inside your coin jar. So, stay tuned as we explore why the 1964 Canadian penny has become a prized piece of numismatic history, and how this humble coin has risen to incredible demand in recent years. The story of the 1964 Canadian penny begins in an era of change and pride for Canada. The year 1964 marked a time when Canada was preparing for its centennial celebrations, just a few years away, and the Royal Canadian Mint was producing coins that carried the nation's heritage in their design. The 1-cent coin of that year was struck in Ottawa, made primarily from bronze, 98% copper, with a small mix of tin and zinc. On one side, the coin proudly features the image of Queen Elizabeth II, who was still in the early years of her reign, while the reverse displays the iconic maple leaf twig, designed by G. E. Kruger Gray. This design has long been a symbol of national identity and unity for Canada. The 1964 penny represents not just currency, but a piece of the country's journey through time, a story of craftsmanship, national pride, and the art of minting excellence. During this period, millions of pennies were struck, but not all have survived the test of time. Many were spent, melted down, or damaged, leaving only a limited number in excellent, near-perfect condition today. These remaining examples have turned into highly collectible treasures that speak volumes about the artistry and precision of the Royal Canadian Mint during the 1960s. What makes the 1964 Canadian penny stand out among collectors are its distinctive features that capture the charm and quality of mid-20th century coinage. First, the obverse side bears the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, engraved by Mary Gillick, without the crown, a portrayal that symbolizes grace, elegance, and simplicity. It's one of the most admired depictions of the Queen in the entire Commonwealth coinage series. The reverse showcases the classic double maple leaf twig design, which is deeply embossed and finely detailed. The level of craftsmanship on these coins is remarkable, with sharp lettering and perfectly defined veins on the maple leaves. When preserved in excellent or mint-state condition, the coin's luster and brilliance truly shine, reflecting the rich reddish tone of high-quality bronze. Some coins even display unique variations in tone, such as deep red or reddish-brown hues, which further increase their appeal to collectors. In rare cases, you might even come across small die errors or double strikes, features that can skyrocket the value of the coin even higher in auction markets. Now, let's talk about what truly drives the massive demand for this 1964 penny: its rarity and top condition. While it's true that the Royal Canadian Mint produced over 480 million pennies in 1964, very few have survived in pristine, untouched state. Most circulated heavily, losing their original shine and fine details. That's why collectors today are fiercely competing to find examples that remain in excellent, uncirculated condition, coins that look as if they just left the mint yesterday. These flawless specimens are exceedingly rare, making them a true prize in any collection. Collectors are especially drawn to coins graded mint state 65, where the surface is lustrous and free of blemishes. These grades signify near perfection and are becoming increasingly difficult to find. Auction houses and online marketplaces often see fierce bidding wars over such coins, and their prices have steadily climbed over the years. The rarity factor isn't just about how many were minted, it's about how few have survived in top condition. As a result, the 1964 penny has evolved from everyday change into a sought-after collectible gem commanding attention across North America and beyond. So how much is this tiny treasure really worth today? Well, if you happen to own a 1964 Canadian penny in excellent condition, you're holding something that could be worth far more than its face value. In the current collector market, depending on its grade and overall eye appeal, the coin's value can range anywhere from $630,000 for examples in extra fine to uncirculated condition. But that's not all. Coins with special characteristics, such as rare varieties or perfectly preserved red bright finishes, can command even higher premiums. Some exceptional examples have reached prices of $1 million or more in competitive bidding, especially when collectors recognize the brilliance and near-mint perfection of the piece. What's truly exciting is that the demand for classic Canadian coins has been rising steadily as more international collectors turn their attention to the beauty and craftsmanship of Canada's numismatic history. This growing interest is pushing values higher each year, making the 1964 penny a fantastic coin for both sentimental and investment purposes. If you're looking to add the 1964 Canadian penny to your collection or perhaps already own one, here are some powerful tips to help you protect and maximize its value. First, always handle your coins with care. Avoid touching the surface directly with your fingers, as oils and dirt can damage the finish over time. Use soft cotton gloves and store your coins in acid-free holders or airtight capsules. Keeping them in a cool, dry environment will help maintain their brilliance and prevent oxidation. If you suspect your coin might be in top-grade condition, consider having it professionally graded by a reputable service. Certification not only confirms authenticity but also greatly increases its resale value. It's also wise to stay updated on auction results and collector trends, as the market for Canadian coins can shift quickly. Finally, remember that patience is key in numismatics. Sometimes holding onto a coin for a few more years can significantly boost its worth as demand continues to climb. Collectors from around the world are realizing just how stunning and historically meaningful the 1964 Canadian penny truly is. It's not just a piece of copper, it's a tangible part of Canadian heritage that connects the past to the present and symbolizes craftsmanship at its finest. As we come to the end of this incredible journey through the story of the 1964 Canadian 1-cent coin, it's clear that this small but mighty penny holds far more value than meets the eye. Its elegant design, historical background, and limited availability in pristine condition make it one of the most desirable coins for collectors today. Whether you're drawn to its beauty, its rarity, or its investment potential, the 1964 Canadian penny stands as a shining example of why coin collecting remains one of the most exciting hobbies in the world. Next up, the 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark. This 1-cent coin may look small, but its history, rarity, and collector demand make it a true gem in today's numismatic world. If you have one of these in your collection, you could be holding on to a coin worth far more than its face value. The 1937 wheat penny is not just a piece of copper, it's a piece of American history, a collector's dream, and one of the coins that continues to attract huge attention and high prices in today's market. So, sit back, relax, and let's explore why this coin is in such high demand and how it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition. The 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most active and historic mints in the United States. This was a time when America was slowly recovering from the Great Depression. People valued every penny they earned, and the Lincoln wheat cent became a symbol of endurance and hard work. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin proudly features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a tribute to one of the most respected figures in American history. The reverse displays the classic wheat ears design, which represents prosperity and growth, fitting symbols for a nation rebuilding itself. The 1937 wheat penny carries not only the spirit of that era but also a timeless beauty that has made it a favorite among collectors for generations. The coin was minted in large quantities, but over time, many of these pennies were lost, damaged, or melted down, leaving only a limited number of high-quality examples in existence today. Those that survived in very fine or better condition have become true treasures. Every 1937 penny that still exists today is a living piece of U.S. history, and collectors know it. The 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark stands out for its simple yet powerful design and distinctive craftsmanship. On the obverse side, we see the strong and dignified portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1937 positioned neatly on the right. The absence of a mint mark just below the date indicates that this coin was struck in Philadelphia, which traditionally did not use a mint mark during that period. Turning the coin over, we are greeted with the classic wheat ears design, two beautiful stalks of wheat curving gracefully along the sides, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above, the phrase "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many, one," reminds us of the unity of the nation. The craftsmanship of these coins, especially those preserved in very fine condition, reveals the skill and precision of early 20th century minting. Each line of Lincoln's portrait, each curve of the wheat stalks, and every letter of the inscriptions tell a story of quality, detail, and pride in American coinage. Now let's talk about what makes this coin so incredibly desirable among collectors. The 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark may not be the rarest date in the wheat cent series, but coins in very fine condition are becoming increasingly difficult to find. Over the decades, many of these pennies have been circulated heavily, losing their details and luster. But those few that remain with crisp features, clear inscriptions, and visible wheat lines are prized possessions. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that showcase sharp design elements and minimal wear, and the 1937 penny in very fine condition fits that demand perfectly. The collector market today places huge importance on eye appeal, originality, and preservation. That's why a 1937 wheat penny that has survived in such fine condition commands strong attention in auctions and private sales. It's not just about owning an old coin, it's about owning a preserved piece of history that represents a specific time, a design legacy, and a tangible connection to America's past. Because of this growing appreciation, the demand for the 1937 wheat penny continues to rise every year. Now, let's get to the part every coin enthusiast loves: the market value. The 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition holds impressive value in today's collector market. On average, a 1937 penny in this grade can fetch anywhere from $320,000 depending on the coin's overall eye appeal, toning, and preservation. But that's just the beginning. For higher grade examples, especially those close to uncirculated condition, prices can soar into the hundreds of dollars. In auctions and private sales, collectors have paid well over $400,000 for near-perfect pieces with strong details and minimal surface marks. What makes this coin even more exciting is its potential to increase in value over time. As the number of surviving examples continues to decrease, the 1937 wheat penny's worth is expected to climb. Many coin experts and collectors predict that coins like this will become even more valuable as interest in early Lincoln wheat cents grows. For those holding onto one in very fine or higher condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune as demand continues to strengthen in the coming years. If you were lucky enough to own a 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark, take good care of it. Keep it in a protective holder to prevent scratches or environmental damage. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can lower its value dramatically. Collectors and grading services prefer coins in their natural, original state, as certified grade not only confirms its authenticity but also boosts its value in the market. For those looking to start collecting wheat pennies, focus on coins that show strong design details, minimal wear, and original color. Building a collection of Lincoln wheat cents is one of the most rewarding ways to explore American history through coinage. Every coin tells a story, and the 1937 penny is one of the most captivating chapters in that story. Whether you find it in an old jar, inherit it from a family member, or purchase it from a dealer, this coin will always hold a special place in your collection. The 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition is much more than just a 1-cent coin. It's a timeless symbol of resilience, artistry, and American history. Its beautiful design, growing rarity, and rising market demand make it one of the standout coins in the Lincoln Wheat Cents series. Collectors everywhere continue to seek out this coin, driving its value higher each year. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, owning a 1937 wheat penny connects you to a piece of history that will only become more valuable with time. Next up, the Canadian penny 1 cent 1970 in extra fine condition. This coin, once a common piece of change in pockets and purses, has now become a symbol of rarity, history, and tremendous value in the modern coin collecting market. If you're someone who loves the thrill of discovering hidden gems in your collection, this video will take you on an exciting journey through the story, beauty, and high demand of this extraordinary coin. The 1970 Canadian penny was part of a long and proud tradition of 1-cent coins that began in 1858. These pennies were made to reflect the strength and identity of Canada, featuring the iconic maple leaf design that has become one of the most beloved symbols of the nation. The 1970 penny was struck by the Royal Canadian Mint during a period when the country's economy was evolving and copper prices were on the rise. This was one of the last eras when Canadian pennies were made primarily from 95% copper, giving them that rich red-brown hue that collectors adore today. Over time, as Canada moved toward cost-effective materials and later discontinued the penny altogether in 2012, coins like the 1970 issue began to gain historical importance. Each of these coins now stands as a small but powerful reminder of Canada's rich numismatic heritage. When we look closely at the unique features of the 1970 Canadian penny, it's easy to understand why it's so admired by collectors. The obverse side features the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold McKim. Her elegant image captures the timeless dignity of the monarchy during that era. On the reverse side, we see the beautifully detailed maple leaf twig, designed by G.E. Kruger Gray, a national emblem that signifies pride, unity, and strength. The crisp engraving, the smooth yet detailed surface, and the balanced composition make the 1970 penny an artistic masterpiece in miniature form. In extra fine condition, the coin's luster still shines vividly, with the copper tone glowing warmly, and the details of the leaves and the Queen's portrait remaining sharp and well-defined. This level of preservation gives the coin a remarkable aesthetic appeal that few other coins of its time can match. Now, let's talk about rarity and condition, two critical factors that drive collector demand for this coin. While millions of pennies were minted in 1970, only a small fraction have survived in extra fine or higher grades. Most circulated heavily and lost their detail, while others were melted down as copper prices increased. Those that remain in exceptional condition, free from major scratches, discoloration, or wear, are now considered rare gems. Collectors all over North America and even internationally seek the 1970 penny in its best form because of its limited availability and its connection to Canada's pre-modern penny era. This surge in demand has made it one of the most talked about coins in recent years, especially as copper-based coins become scarcer with each passing decade. As for the current market value in dollars, this is where things get truly exciting. Depending on its grade, color tone, and overall visual appeal, the Canadian penny 1 cent 1970 in extra fine condition can command a value much higher than its face value. In recent coin auctions and private collector markets, prices have ranged from $600,000 for typical extra fine examples, and sometimes even more for coins with exceptional shine and near uncirculated luster. In the high-end market, certified and professionally graded specimens have been known to reach even greater values, especially when the coin's original color, often referred to as red or red-brown, remains intact. Collectors view these coins not just as monetary investments, but as historical artifacts that will continue to rise in value as time goes on and as the availability of top-condition coins continues to decrease. For those who are inspired to start or grow their collection, here are some tips for collectors that can help you identify and preserve a valuable 1970 penny. Always handle the coin carefully, preferably with clean cotton gloves, to avoid leaving fingerprints that could tarnish the copper surface. Store your coins in airtight holders or professional coin capsules to prevent oxidation and maintain their bright color. When examining coins, use a magnifying glass or coin loupe to inspect fine details like the edges, mint marks, and surface texture. It's also wise to consider having your coin professionally graded by a reputable service, as certified coins often sell for higher prices and are easier to trade in the collector's market. Networking with other collectors and visiting coin shows or online marketplaces can also help you stay informed about current price trends and auction updates. Remember, the key to successful collecting is knowledge, patience, and preservation. As we come to the conclusion, it's clear that the 1970 Canadian penny 1 cent in extra fine condition is more than just a coin, it's a piece of history that captures a proud chapter of Canadian minting. Its beautiful design, copper composition, and increasing rarity have turned it into one of the most desirable pieces for collectors across the world. The coin's growing demand and rising market value make it a powerful reminder that even the smallest denomination can hold a story of immense worth. Whether you already own one of these coins or are still searching for the perfect specimen, there has never been a better time to appreciate the hidden treasures of Canadian numismatics. Next up, the wheat penny 1 cent 1944 with the Denver Mint mark, the D. This coin has captured the attention of numismatists and investors across the world because of its incredible story, its rich design, and its growing value in the modern coin market. Whether you're a longtime collector or just getting started in the world of rare coins, the 1944 D wheat penny stands as a true symbol of America's wartime era, a small yet powerful piece of history that continues to shine today. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know why this coin is so highly sought after, how to recognize its special traits, and what makes it worth real money in today's market. The 1944 wheat penny was born out of an extraordinary moment in U.S. history, the midst of World War II. Just a year earlier, in 1943, the U.S. Mint had produced steel cents due to copper shortages caused by the war effort. These steel cents quickly became unpopular because they rusted and were easily mistaken for dimes. By 1944, the Mint decided to return to the familiar copper alloy, using metal recycled from spent shell casings and other wartime materials. The Denver Mint, identified by its small D mint mark under the date, produced hundreds of millions of these coins, yet despite their large mintage, many were lost, damaged, or melted over the decades. Today, the surviving 1944 D wheat pennies in collectible condition are highly prized pieces of American heritage. Each one carries with it the legacy of the soldiers, workers, and families of the wartime era, making it much more than just a coin. It's a story you can hold in your hand. The 1944 D wheat penny is instantly recognizable for its beauty and simplicity. On the obverse side, you'll find the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, surrounded by the words "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1944 accompanied by the small D mint mark just below it. The reverse side displays two elegant wheat stalks, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the phrase E pluribus unum arching across the top. These wheat stalks symbolize prosperity and unity, key themes in the post-war years. The coin was struck primarily from copper, with a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a warm, reddish-brown tone that collectors adore. Even in circulated condition, this coin often holds a strong luster and detail that make it stand out among other vintage pennies. Now, let's talk about rarity, one of the most exciting aspects of the 1944 D wheat penny. While millions were minted, finding one in attractive circulated condition that still shows its original details, crisp lettering, and defined wheat stalks is becoming harder every year. The passage of time, circulation wear, and natural oxidation have made well-preserved examples increasingly scarce. Collectors today are actively hunting for these coins, especially those with minimal scratches, even color, and full rim details. A 1944 D that has retained its shine, even after decades of use, is considered a treasure. The demand for this coin remains very strong because it represents a return to copper coinage after the steel penny experiment, a significant milestone in U.S. mint history. This alone has kept the 1944 D wheat penny in high demand across auctions, private sales, and online collectible markets. Let's get into what everyone wants to know: the value of the 1944 D wheat penny in today's action-packed collector market. Even in circulated condition, this coin continues to show incredible resilience in its market value. Depending on the condition, sharpness of details, and the level of preservation, a circulated 1944 D wheat penny can be valued anywhere from $700,000 for nicer examples. However, if the coin has exceptional eye appeal, minimal wear, and rich color tones, prices can soar even higher in auctions and collector trades. Some rare varieties or error strikes, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, can bring in $1 million. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for these special characteristics, and the excitement surrounding the 1944 D continues to drive up its desirability and price. The momentum for this coin in the coin market is very strong, and it's safe to say that the 1944 D-Wheat penny remains one of the top coins that collectors want in their sets today. If you're planning to add a 1944 D-Wheat penny to your collection, or if you already have one, here are some valuable tips to make the most of your investment. First, always handle your coins with care. Use cotton gloves and avoid touching the surface directly to preserve its natural patina. Store it in an acid-free holder or coin flip to protect it from moisture and air exposure, which can cause oxidation when buying. Focus on coins with strong details and minimal damage. Look for coins where Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks are still clearly visible. You should also consider having your coin professionally graded if it shows above average condition. Certified coins often fetch higher prices in the market and give buyers confidence in authenticity and quality. Keep an eye on auction sites and coin shows, as prices for the 1944D are climbing steadily. Many collectors are realizing that coins from the World War II era, especially those with historical significance, are increasing in both sentimental and financial value. The 1944D is not just a collector's item, it's an investment in American history. In conclusion, the wheat penny 1 cent 1944 with the D mint mark is far more than just a copper coin. It's a living memory of a time when America stood strong through challenges, a tribute to craftsmanship, and a symbol of unity. Every detail, from its historic background to its warm copper glow, reminds us of an era that shaped our nation's identity. Its popularity among collectors has only grown over the decades, and its current market strength proves that it remains one of the most cherished coins in U.S. history. Whether you're holding a well-circulated piece or an exceptionally detailed example, you're not just owning a coin, you're holding a chapter of history that continues to inspire collectors worldwide. Next up, the Canadian penny 1 cent 1953 in circulated condition. Don't let the size or the denomination fool you, because the small copper coin has captured the attention of collectors around the globe. Its rarity, unique design, and rising demand have turned it into one of the most desirable coins on the auction market today. So, if you're holding onto a 1953 Canadian 1 cent piece, stay tuned, you might be sitting on a hidden gem worth far more than you imagine. The story of the 1953 Canadian penny begins with an incredible era of transition in Canadian coinage, a time when artistry met history. The 1953 penny was more than just a piece of everyday currency. It marked the dawn of a new royal portrait, a new monarch, and a fresh chapter in Canada's numismatic legacy. This was the first year Queen Elizabeth II appeared on Canadian coins after ascending to the throne in 1952. That alone makes it a significant historical milestone. Imagine holding a piece of metal that represents the beginning of a new royal reign, a small yet powerful link to history that still glows with the charm of the 1950s. Over the years, this coin has gained legendary status among collectors who recognize its unique place in Canadian coinage. The 1953 Canadian penny was struck by the Royal Canadian Mint and made primarily of bronze, consisting of 98% copper, with traces of tin and zinc. What makes this coin stand out historically is that it was the first penny to feature the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Mary Gillick. This portrait became one of the most elegant and beloved depictions of Her Majesty ever used on coinage. The reverse side proudly displays the maple leaves, Canada's national symbol, designed by G. E. Kruger Gray, symbolizing strength, endurance, and the deep-rooted spirit of the nation. But the story doesn't stop there. During the minting of this coin, a famous variety was created due to differences in the relief of the Queen's portrait. There were two distinct types, the shoulder fold and no shoulder fold varieties. The shoulder fold design, where Queen Elizabeth's gown displays a visible fold near the shoulder, was actually an adjustment to the original design that had been too shallow on the dies. This change caused an exciting mix of varieties that became a highlight for collectors. Each 1953 penny tells a story of this transformation, representing a rare transitional period that only lasted a short time before later versions standardized the design. One of the key reasons collectors are fascinated with the 1953 Canadian penny is its artistic beauty and distinct features. The obverse, showing the young Queen Elizabeth II with no crown, exudes a timeless charm that connects collectors to the early years of her reign. The coin's reverse side, with its twin maple leaves on a single twig, stands as a proud reminder of Canadian heritage. The inscriptions Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina and 1 cent Canada 1953 give it that classic vintage look, making it both elegant and historically rich. The copper tone of this coin, especially when aged, carries a unique character. Some have developed beautiful patinas over the decades, deep red-brown hues that coin enthusiasts adore. Even in circulated condition, many of these coins retain sharp details, and because of their sturdy bronze composition, they age gracefully. These subtle yet powerful features make the 1953 penny stand out as a piece that blends artistry with heritage, a true collectible masterpiece when it comes to rarity. The 1953 Canadian penny is a star among mid-century Canadian coins. Even though millions were minted, time has drastically reduced the number of high-quality examples that remain today. Many were melted down or lost through circulation over the decades, and those that survived often show signs of wear. However, circulated coins with strong details and attractive toning are still in high demand among collectors and investors. The no-shoulder fold variety, in particular, is extremely sought after due to its scarcity. Collectors from around the world actively look for it, driving up demand and value in the market. Even circulated examples are now considered treasures because they reflect a tangible connection to the beginning of Queen Elizabeth II's coinage legacy. This kind of historical and design transition makes the 1953 penny not only a collectible but also a piece of numismatic art that continues to appreciate in value year after year. Collectors appreciate these coins not only for their beauty but also for the story they tell. Each mark and tone developed over time adds character and authenticity. In today's action market, the demand for circulated 1953 pennies has reached impressive levels, proving that even coins showing signs of honest work can command remarkable attention and value. Now, let's talk about the part that excites every collector: value. The market for rare Canadian coins has been booming in recent years, and the 1953 penny is no exception. Depending on the condition, variety, and overall appearance, the circulated 1953 Canadian penny can fetch anywhere between $600,000 and sometimes even more if it displays unique toning or rare die characteristics. Exceptional circulated pieces with clear details, especially those with the no-shoulder fold variety, can attract even higher offers from passionate collectors and auction houses. Uncirculated or proof-like examples of this coin have sold for $800,000 and some top-graded pieces have gone for over $1.2 million. Professional coin auctions. The beauty of the 1953 penny is that even a circulated coin found in a collection, old jar, or family heirloom can be worth several times its face value, a testament to its growing popularity in today's collectible market. Collectors around the world recognize that as more people discover the charm and significance of the 1953 Canadian penny, its market value continues to climb. Auction sites and online platforms often see bidding wars over well-preserved examples, making this coin a hot item for both beginners and experienced numismatists alike. If you're lucky enough to have a 1953 Canadian 1-cent coin, treat it with care. Always handle it gently by the edges to avoid adding fingerprints or scratches. Consider storing it in a protective coin holder or album to maintain its condition and value. If you plan to sell it, make sure you research current market trends or get it appraised by a trusted numismatic expert. For collectors looking to buy, pay close attention to the variety. Identifying whether it's a shoulder fold or no shoulder fold version can make a big difference in value. Also, look for coins with full details, clear legends, and rich copper color. Even circulated coins that have a pleasing appearance are highly collectible and will likely appreciate in the future. Another great tip is to keep an eye on online auctions and coin shows. The demand for Canadian coins, especially those from the 1950s, has surged in recent years. Many collectors are building complete sets of early Queen Elizabeth II pennies, and the 1953 issue is considered one of the key coins to complete such a collection. In conclusion, the Canadian penny 1-cent 1953 in circulated condition is a true treasure of Canadian history. Its combination of royal heritage, artistic design, and numismatic rarity has made it one of the most exciting coins in today's collector market. Whether you already own one or are searching for it to add to your collection, this coin represents both the beauty of craftsmanship and the enduring legacy of a historical era. Collectors all over the world continue to chase after this remarkable piece because it embodies everything a numismatist values: history, rarity, and timeless appeal. As prices continue to rise and interest grows, the 1953 penny proves that even a small coin can hold immense value and tell an extraordinary story. Next up, the wheat penny 1-cent 1942 without mint mark. This coin has caught the attention of collectors all around the world, and in today's episode, we're going to uncover why this piece of copper is creating such a buzz in the coin market right now. Get ready, because this video will not only explore the story behind this rare treasure but also reveal its incredible current market value, collector demand, and how you can identify if you have one of these highly prized coins in your own collection. The 1942 wheat penny was minted during one of the most crucial periods in American history, the time of World War II. The United States Mint was producing coins to keep up with a rapidly changing economy, while also dealing with metal shortages due to the war effort. These pennies were struck in 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving them that classic warm reddish-brown appearance that collectors love. The 1942 penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use mint marks on its coins during that period. Millions were made, but only a fraction of them have survived today in excellent or very fine condition, making them far more special than ordinary cents from the same era. Each surviving piece tells a story of America's resilience, craftsmanship, and history preserved in copper. Now let's talk about the unique features of the 1942 wheat penny. On the obverse side, we see the beautiful and timeless portrait of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, can be found on some coins, a signature that adds even more collector appeal. Surrounding Lincoln's bust are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above his head, "Liberty" on the left, and the year 1942 on the right. The reverse side of the coin features two wheat stalks that symbolize prosperity and unity, along with the inscriptions 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. The simple yet elegant design, combined with its vintage age, gives this penny a strong visual charm that continues to attract collectors from every corner of the numismatic world. The rarity and condition of the 1942 wheat penny without mint mark make it a coin that serious collectors are always searching for. Even though millions were minted, coins that have survived in very fine condition are surprisingly hard to come by today. Over time, circulation wear, oxidation, and handling have reduced the number of high-quality examples available in the market. The coins that have retained sharp details on Lincoln's hair, facial features, and the wheat ears on the reverse are particularly sought after. Collectors prefer coins with clear inscriptions, smooth surfaces, and original luster, which are all signs of excellent preservation. Every year, the number of such coins decreases, making them rarer and pushing their value even higher because of this scarcity. The 1942 wheat penny without mint mark has become one of the most desirable pieces for anyone building a complete wheat penny set or investing in historic American coins. Speaking of demand, the collector interest and market excitement around the 1942 wheat penny have reached impressive levels. Many coin enthusiasts consider this penny a gateway to understanding mid-20th century coinage. It bridges the pre-war and wartime years, capturing the essence of an era when every piece of metal mattered. The 1942 penny without mint mark in very fine condition is especially appealing because it represents a blend of beauty, history, and investment potential. Auction houses and online marketplaces often witness intense bidding wars whenever a high-quality 1942 penny comes up for sale. Its popularity isn't just limited to American collectors. International numismatists also recognize its significance and value. With its age, historic background, and enduring demand, this coin stands as a timeless treasure that continues to gain momentum among collectors of all experience levels. Now, let's move to the current market value of the 1942 wheat penny without mint mark in very fine condition. The value of this coin has been climbing steadily due to increasing collector demand and the decreasing availability of preserved examples. In the current market, a 1942 wheat penny without mint mark in very fine condition can fetch between $120,000 depending on the sharpness of its details, surface quality, and color tone. However, coins in near mint or uncirculated condition have been known to sell for $280,000 and even higher, especially if they exhibit bright luster and minimal wear. Special varieties or error coins from this year, such as doubled dies or off-center strikes, can command hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions. What's truly exciting is that collectors view this coin not just as a piece of history, but also as a potential long-term investment. As the years go by, the number of high-grade examples will only continue to shrink, and with that, the market value is expected to rise even further. For those of you who are coin enthusiasts or just starting your journey, here are some tips for collectors who wish to find or preserve a 1942 wheat penny without mint mark. First, always inspect your old penny collections carefully, check the date and make sure there's no mint mark under the year. That means your coin was made in Philadelphia. Look closely at the details using a magnifying glass. If Lincoln's hairlines and the wheat ears are still sharp, you may have a valuable piece in your hands. Avoid cleaning or polishing the coin, as this can reduce its collector value. Instead, store it in a protective coin holder or capsule to prevent further wear. You can also consider professional grading if your coin appears in excellent condition, as certified coins often sell for much higher prices in the market. Stay updated with coin auctions, coin shows, and online collector groups. You never know when an opportunity will arise to buy or sell a great piece like this one. In conclusion, The wheat penny 1 cent 1942 without mint mark is more than just an old coin, it's a living piece of American history that continues to grow in value and admiration. Its combination of age, artistic beauty, and historical background makes it a must-have for any serious collector. Whether you own one already or are still searching for it, this coin represents a golden opportunity in the numismatic world. As collectors around the globe continue to compete for the finest examples, the demand for this 1942 penny remains strong and vibrant. So, if you come across one in your collection, take a moment to appreciate its heritage and consider its immense value in today's action-packed coin market. Next up, the Canadian penny 1 cent 1952, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but in the world of numismatics, it has gained massive attention and high value. Whether you already have one tucked away in your old coin jar or you've just discovered it in circulation, you're about to find out why this particular coin is turning heads in today's action-packed coin market. So stay tuned till the end because this video could reveal that you're holding a piece of Canadian history worth far more than you ever imagined. Let's begin with the history and background of the 1952 Canadian penny. This coin was minted during a very special era, the end of King George VI's reign and just before the introduction of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait in 1953. That alone makes this coin a historic marker in Canada's numismatic timeline. The year 1952 was filled with transition and change, and the penny from this year captures that story perfectly. Minted by the Royal Canadian Mint, this coin symbolizes not only the nation's strong post-war identity but also its evolving monarchy. When you hold a 1952 penny, you're literally holding a moment of change, the final chapter of the King George VI coinage series. For collectors, this historical importance alone gives the coin incredible sentimental and financial value. Moving on to the unique features of the coin, the 1952 Canadian 1 cent stands out in several ways. On the obverse side, you'll find the iconic portrait of King George VI, designed by the talented artist T.H. Paget, showcasing the regal and noble look of the monarch. The reverse side features the classic 2 maple leaves on a twig, designed by G. E. Kruger Gray, a timeless symbol of Canada's natural beauty and national pride. This simple yet powerful design makes the coin instantly recognizable. Struck in bronze, composed of 98% copper, 0.5% tin, and 1.5% zinc, the coin gives off a beautiful reddish-brown tone when well preserved, and even circulated examples often carry a warm, attractive patina that collectors adore. Every detail, from the edges to the minting quality, speaks of Canada's craftsmanship and pride in coin production during that period. Now, let's talk about the rarity and condition, 2 words that drive the passion and excitement of every collector. The 1952 Canadian penny may have been minted in large numbers initially, but finding one in good circulated condition today is becoming increasingly difficult. Most coins from that era have been either melted down, lost, or worn beyond recognition. However, when a circulated 1952 penny retains strong design details, clear lettering, and that unmistakable shine of vintage copper, it immediately attracts the eyes of collectors and investors alike. The rarity comes not just from age but from survival rate and quality. Very few circulated coins maintain their appeal after over 70 years of handling. That's what makes this coin so highly sought after today. It's not just a penny, it's a living piece of Canadian legacy that continues to grow in demand year after year. In today's active coin market, the 1952 Canadian penny in circulated condition is performing exceptionally well. Collectors and investors are competing fiercely to get their hands on it. Depending on the condition, clarity of the details, and the market's excitement level, the value can range from $600,000 or more, and special varieties or errors can fetch even higher prices in auctions. What's more exciting is that the trend is upward every year. The interest in vintage Canadian coins rises as fewer of these gems remain in circulation. Coin shows, online marketplaces, and auction platforms are seeing a surge of interest in coins like the 1952 penny because of their historical significance and timeless appeal. The demand is not slowing down, and in fact, experts believe the value of this coin will continue to appreciate as more collectors join the hunt for authentic mid-century Canadian pieces. For those who are passionate about collecting or just stepping into this wonderful hobby, here are some valuable tips. When you come across a 1952 Canadian penny, always check the overall condition under natural light. Even circulated examples with clear lettering, sharp maple leaves, and minimal scratches can command impressive value. Store your coin properly, avoid cleaning it, as that can lower its value, and instead keep it in a protective holder or album to preserve its patina. If you plan to buy one, always deal with trusted coin dealers or certified auction platforms to ensure authenticity. Keep an eye out for rare varieties or errors, as those can turn an already valuable penny into a true numismatic treasure. And most importantly, follow the market closely. Prices fluctuate, but the general trend for rare Canadian cents like the 1952 is a steady climb upward. Collecting coins like this isn't just a hobby, it's a smart, enjoyable investment in history. As we wrap up, let's summarize why the Canadian penny 1 cent 1952 stands out as one of the most remarkable coins in today's collector's market. It represents a key moment in Canadian history, carries an elegant design rooted in national pride, and continues to captivate the hearts of collectors around the world. Despite being in circulated condition, its beauty, age, and historical importance give it tremendous value. Each coin tells its own story, of the hands it's passed through, the time it's endured, and the legacy it represents. Owning one means owning a tangible piece of the past, a coin that connects you to Canada's proud heritage and growing numismatic future. So, if you ever find a 1952 Canadian penny, don't overlook it, cherish it, protect it, and appreciate the history it holds. Its demand in the coin market today is real, its value is solid, and its charm is timeless. Next up, the Canadian 1 cent penny from 1979. Many people overlook this humble little coin, but what if I told you that even in circulated condition, some of these 1979 Canadian pennies are now drawing huge attention from collectors and investors around the world? That's right, what was once just a piece of change could now be worth much more in today's action-packed collector market. So, if you have one of these coins sitting in an old jar, or if you love learning about the hidden gems of Canadian history, stay tuned till the end, because you might be holding a piece of real value in your hands. History and background. To understand why the 1979 Canadian penny has become such a prized collector's item, we must go back to the rich numismatic history of the Canadian cent. The Canadian 1 cent coin was first introduced in 1858, and it remained in circulation for more than 150 years, until Canada officially discontinued the penny in 2012. This long history makes the penny not just a coin, but a piece of Canadian identity. The 1979 penny stands as one of the final issues of the classic bronze era, before the transition to zinc-based compositions began in the early 1980s. On the obverse, the coin features the beautiful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold McKim, a design that symbolizes strength, continuity, and the dignity of the Canadian monarchy. On the reverse side, we find the iconic maple leaves, a national symbol of Canada's pride and natural beauty, designed by G. E. Kruger Gray. Every detail of the 1979 penny tells a story of craftsmanship, tradition, and the enduring power of small things to hold big meanings. Now let's talk about what makes the 1979 Canadian penny truly unique. This coin was minted in large numbers, but not all 1979 pennies are created equal. The composition of the coin consists of 98% copper, with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving it that distinctive reddish-brown tone that many collectors adore. Because of the heavy copper content, the coin also has a bit more weight and shine compared to later pennies. What's fascinating is that many of these 1979 pennies show striking variations in toning, from bright copper red to deep chocolate brown, depending on how they've aged and how they were stored. Some rare varieties show slight differences in the rim thickness, die marks, and strike clarity, making certain examples even more desirable. Collectors especially look for coins with sharp details, strong luster, and minimal surface wear. Even though we're talking about a circulated coin, a well-preserved 1979 penny with a strong strike can stand out as a true masterpiece in any collection. When it comes to the collector's market, rarity and condition go hand in hand. The 1979 Canadian penny in circulated condition might not be as pristine as a mint state coin, but its historical significance and increasing scarcity have made it highly sought after. Many of these coins were lost, melted down, or simply discarded after the penny was discontinued, which means finding one in good shape today is becoming increasingly rare. Circulated coins with minimal scratches and clear details of Queen Elizabeth II and the maple leaves can still command high interest among collectors. What's exciting is that the demand for these coins is not just local to Canada. Global collectors are now recognizing the value of classic copper Canadian cents. This growing international interest has created a wave of competition in the auction market, where 1979 pennies in circulated condition are being sold at surprising prices, often much higher than their original face value. The beauty of this coin lies not just in its metal, but in its story, a story that collectors want to preserve for generations now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know: the current market value. The 1979 Canadian penny in circulated condition has shown impressive action in today's market. Depending on the overall look, color tone, and condition, these coins can fetch anywhere from a few dollars to over $50 or more for exceptional examples with clean details and beautiful patina. Coins with rare toning or unique mint characteristics have even been known to sell for hundreds of dollars in collector auctions. It's not just about the metal content anymore, it's about the story, the heritage, and the collector's emotion attached to owning a piece of Canadian history. Many dealers report increasing demand for late 1970s Canadian pennies, as enthusiasts try to complete their series before prices climb even higher. The market is dynamic and energetic, and every year, more collectors are joining the hunt for these stunning bronze beauties. So, if you've got a 1979 Canadian penny sitting in your change box, it might be time to take a closer look, because this little coin has big potential for those of you who are passionate about coin collecting or just getting started. Here are some valuable insights. Always handle your coins with care. Oils and dirt from your fingers can damage the surface and reduce the luster over time. When inspecting your 1979 penny, use proper lighting and a magnifying glass to observe the small details, like mint luster, dye marks, and surface scratches. Store your coins in acid-free holders or protective flips to maintain their condition and prevent oxidation. It's also smart to keep an eye on current auction trends and follow reliable coin price guides. Sometimes, a coin that looks ordinary can turn out to be a rare variety if you spot a small difference others missed. Most importantly, stay patient and enjoy the process. The world of coin collecting rewards those who are observant and passionate. Each coin you find is a piece of history, and the 1979 Canadian penny is one that continues to surprise collectors with its growing desirability and charm. So, as we wrap up this exciting journey through the story of the 1979 Canadian 1-cent penny, one thing is clear: this small copper coin carries a huge legacy and a powerful presence in today's numismatic world. Its beauty, its history, and its connection to Canada's past make it a must-have for collectors who appreciate both art and heritage. Even in circulated condition, the 1979 penny is proving that true value doesn't always come from perfection, it comes from rarity, demand, and the timeless appeal of classic coins. If you have one, treasure it, because every single piece tells a part of Canada's proud history. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed learning about this rare 1979 Canadian penny, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories, market updates, and collector tips. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next coin find bring you incredible value and joy.